Hello everyone, here's another systemic mistake the market makes. It confuses the temperature for the whole day with the temperature at a specific hour. Most market participants mentally imagine the general character of the day, whether it's hot or cold, and don't realize that the threshold is set at a specific moment in time, not as an average or overall characteristic of the day. The daily maximum temperature almost never occurs at noon, but rather a few hours later, usually between 2 and 5 o'clock local time. Of course, this depends on the season and the region. The nightly minimum, on the other hand, is usually recorded shortly before sunrise, not at midnight as many people intuitively assume. If the market closes according to the rule of the daily maximum, it is important to remember the specific time window when this maximum realistically occurs, and to focus your analysis there, rather than spreading your attention across the entire day. Windy provides an hourly temperature scale for the whole day. You can plot the complete curve and see exactly at which hour the peak or minimum is expected, instead of relying on a general number from a condensed forecast. YSRGov publishes forecasts specifically by the hour. We have such a tab. I'll even show it. Here it is. An hourly forecast. The hourly forecast in particular is the key source for verifying the exact time of the extremum. We compare European and American models not only by the final value but also by the timing of the extremum. Sometimes the models match in terms of temperature but differ by an hour or two in the timing of the peak. This is also something to consider if the market closes at a specific hour rather than at the maximum for the entire day. So we ran the model, let's say, and at this point we had an extremum. An extremum is the highest or lowest point, yes, let's call it that. We had 30, 34, 38, 40. So we see 40 according to the American model and according to the European one. According to the European model it's 39, but they both occurred at the same hour. That's why it's important to pay close attention to the hours, when and at what hour we have the peak. So here at 12 o'clock both models agree that this will be the peak, the very peak. It's important to take this into account. It's very important. If one model says that the maximum temperature will be at 12 o'clock and another model says it will be at 11 or 10, well, obviously they won't match up, right? Many people make the mistake of just seeing that the maximum temperature, the maximum value is the same, and they don't pay attention to what time this value is actually shown. A typical market mistake is that participants look at the general daily forecast, like for example, it will be 30 to 33 degrees, and they assess the probability of reaching a threshold based on this range. Even though the resolution rules require a specific value at a specific hour, if, for example, the threshold is above 32 degrees at 3 o'clock and not during the day as a whole, then you need to look specifically at the hourly value at 3, which may differ from the general daily range. The opposite situation also happens. The market assumes that the threshold must be reached strictly in the middle of the day, even though the rules actually allow for any hour of the day. In that case, you should look not only at the daytime peak, but also, for example, at the morning hours. If the synoptic situation is unusual, for example, a sudden influx of warm air at night, I also explained how our winds behave, how they move. Well, it's all clear here, right? Wherever they're going, that's where they're going. But at what speed are they moving? What distance should be measured? At what temperature? And again, where are they heading? In each of these two specific cases, the noticeable discrepancy fundamentally arises from a significant amount of confusion between the general average feeling of the day and the very specific and exact moment in time that the result is recorded, and careful reading of the resolution rules together with the hourly forecast closes this gap in our favor accordingly. Therefore, always reread the wording of the resolution condition verbatim, whether it's the maximum for the day or the temperature at, say, 3 o'clock, or the minimum from midnight to noon. These are different rules with different verification mechanics. A misinterpretation of the wording is almost the most common reason for making an incorrect bet on temperature markets, even when the forecast itself was accurate. Accuracy here matters not only at the degree level, but also at the hour level. A market that operates based on general impressions of the day regularly overlooks the fact that the result is fixed at a specific moment, and it is precisely in this time gap that the discrepancy between the price and the actual probability most often arises. Precise hourly work with data is a separate, independent advantage, regardless of the overall temperature trend. This is also something you should take into account and understand. Oh, and subscribe. I'll be analyzing more specific mistakes so that in the future no one makes them, or at least there are far fewer of them. Goodbye, everyone.